Hello. We're going to talk about my day. Actually, we're going to talk about a little bit more than my day. I'm going to go ahead and hop into it. I've been in two car accidents in less than a month, and neither one of them have been my fault. One of them happened about an hour ago. So we're going to go ahead and unpack that one first. Actually, no, not going to unpack that one first. We're going to jump into the other one first because this matters. See, I had a car that I had dogged on that thing for a while, and now I got a new car. She's brand new. I love her, and that matters because, see, I totaled that car in a car accident that wasn't my fault. I made light out of a, pretty situation. Who wants to get into a car accident? Nobody. But I thought to myself, I've been wanting a new car anyway. So the second that happened, my brain didn't skip a beat. I immediately found light. I immediately found positivity. And all I cared about was making sure that me and that lady were okay. Honestly, other than the fact that somebody had to get a ticket, I could have cared less if she got a ticket. I understand that that's how like the payment comes out. So like I guess yeah, she had to get a ticket. It sucks. I don't somebody's got to take the blame. Somebody's got to be at fault, That's the shitty part. But anywho, so I just kind of felt bad. Like, she was so nice. Like, everything went so peaceful about that. Anywho, even though, like, it was a pretty accident. Like, I T-boned her going, like, 50. It was pretty intense. But everybody was fine. Like, we walked away totally fine. All airbags deployed, but everybody's fine. All right, so anywho, I got this new car, right? Driving around, love her. And she's not brand new, but she's new to me. She is 2 years old. I think. Yeah. Yeah, she's 2 years old. All right, anyhow, moving on with my life. All right, so I think the car is technically 3 years old because 2026 just started. The car's a 2023, so I think it might be three. I don't know. I don't think that really matters that much. But I don't want to lie to you or anything. I mean, moving on. Don't hold it against me if I lied to you about how old my car was. It's a 2023. All right, that doesn't matter. Moving on. So basically is I'm in my car. I went and got an IV today. So if there's actually no bruise, but I went and got an IV. I'm leaving a like hydration IV, very healthy, whatever. And then I'm sitting in the turning lane to pull out, and this car skids up and just doops in behind me. And it wasn't like this crazy tragic accident. Like it was literally a fender bender. It was a doop. But like it nicked my car and it did enough to where the little trim piece is going to need to be replaced in order for it to be fixed. And that's my new car. Brand new or not, it's new to me, so she's going to stay in the condition that I got her in for as long as I can keep her that way and long as I want to drive her cuz she's a she. So basically, I process like, okay, somebody just tapped my car. And like, was it annoying? Yeah. Is that my new car? Yeah. But like, it's not my fault. I'm not going to be the one paying for that to be repaired. So ultimately, this is just an inconvenience in my day right now. And I'm all right. So I kind of didn't really lose. I guess what I'm saying is like my emotional state stayed very regulated, and I actually like looking back. I've already had a whole moment with myself. Like I'm very proud of like the way in which I composed myself. Like I was so relaxed. Maybe it's because I was super hydrated. I don't know, but I get out of the car, and this person first thing doesn't acknowledge anything about my existence or like asking if I'm okay. I mean, obviously I'm fine, but that's not what I'm getting at. But like, doesn't ask if I'm okay. Like, doesn't say like sorry for hitting your car. No, nothing. Just immediately goes into performance mode. Jaw drops. Starts like, and my jaw dropped too. I was like, "Are you for? All right, what's going on?" And so I asked. I said, "Are you okay? Like, are you injured? Like, maybe I'm underestimating. Your car's a little smaller than mine. Maybe I'm underestimating the situation for you." And the way they kept looking at me, they would do it and then look at me, almost like a child, to see, like, if I was believing the performance. And like, it was almost like the look on my face, the fact that there was literally nothing, was like making, I don't know, maybe it made them want to perform harder. But anywho, is they start, they weren't, there was no actual crying occurring. They said they were crying, but I didn't see any crying. And then they said that they were Christian women. I don't know if they said woman. I know they just said, like, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian. And in my brain, I was kind of like, okay, that's good for you. I'm glad you know God. Me too. Like, he's with me right now. Praise the Lord. Whew. Anywho, so moving on is, after we established that, like, we both know Jesus, we then went into the fact that they've had a really bad day today. And I was just like, yeah. And this is literally what I said. I said, yeah, so like, you've had a really bad day, and this is like a physical representation of your bad day, right? Everything's just hitting, like, yeah. And I get that. I get that. Like, it's like the crying over spilt milk, but like, it only matters when when you're like overstimulated already, blah, blah, blah. But like, so this is where I said, I attempted to speak about myself for 5 seconds. My bad. What I said is I said, yeah, I get that. I actually just got into a car accident recently and my car got totaled. So I don't know, like, I'm having a slightly underwhelming reaction right now, my exact words. And I was like, this is actually my brand new car. Well, not my brand new car. I don't know what I said. I might have said that. But the way in which you could tell they didn't care at all. Like, couldn't care less that, like, this is your new car. We're not going to acknowledge that, like, I don't know. It's just like, silly me for thinking that I matter. Silly me for thinking that anybody gives a about what I have going on in life. Like, nobody cares about you, Sydney. Gosh. Let me calm down. Just like, when are you, it's just like this thing of like constant reminders on like a daily basis of like, dude, like, people don't care. Like, and I'm going to be honest, I think this individual was maybe had some like cognitive processing, questionable whatever's going on. Like, I thought that they were potentially under the influence, but the officer said that they are thinking that that's not the case. So that's all. But like, it just, so it's like, I almost feel like I'm supposed to immediately just like forgive anything that I feel like negatively towards them, like just in case that they have this like slower processing whatever, and like I'm just not being patient, but like I don't know. Um but they immediately hop on the phone and just call somebody, which did kind of lead me to believe like maybe they were calling somebody that like, they had questions for or whatever. But um I'm standing there and I'm like starting to try and like get the information and like write down the license plate or like put it in my phone. And they go, "Is it really that big of a deal? Like, does it really matter?" And I I was just like, so my car is damaged. Like there is a need for repair, and like you're gonna do that. Like there's no question in my mind whatsoever that me, myself, I, my insurance, my existence should be responsible for the fact that you just tapped my ass today inconveniently at around 5 p.m., inconveniencing everybody at this hour. Yeah, you're damn right you're gonna pay for that. Give me your insurance information. So immediately when they said that, I just went ahead and called a cop, because the thing about calling a cop is it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Cops can simply come and mediate a situation. Simply me saying, I'm not talking to this person anymore, because if there is some type of whatever and I need to be patient, God didn't bless me with the patience today. And if he did, I'm not using it properly. I'm a Christian woman as well, so I'm trying not to be rude to you. But that one was testy. So I didn't say one rude thing. And I've already said this, is that like I didn't say it here, but like I don't get a gold star for not being a dick. Like you don't get a gold star for not acting like an asshole. But like just like the way in which like they not one time acknowledged that they hit my car in like a way of like I'm sorry. I'm sorry I inconvenienced you. Nobody asked if I just like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That was just something. And when the cop came, I just went in my car and sat. And I was like, at this point, like, I do have the license plate. I've called the cop. So I'm just going to sit here. Like, I'm done. I'm done with communication. Um, and so then the cop comes and they said to the cop, they said, uh, they immediately said that it wasn't their fault. And the reason that it wasn't their fault is because it was an accident. And I wish that more people would acknowledge the fact that just because something was an accident or you didn't mean to do something, you still did it. If it came from your hands, your whatevers, you are responsible for your actions, whether you meant to do them or not. You can apologize for, I don't know, not having coordination, not looking where you're going, but you still have to take accountability for your actions. They're your actions. Anywho, so they said that it wasn't their fault because they were looking down and their foot slipped. See, I will tell you this. The car didn't hit me that hard, but it hit me hard enough that I can tell you that their foot didn't slip and they just rolled into me, because we were going up a hill and you did kind of into my ass. So yeah, you did hit me and your foot didn't slip, and I don't know what you were looking at, but it wasn't where you were going. So that's that. Um, but yeah, so it's not their fault because their foot slipped and they were looking down. That was it. And there, it wasn't like this thing of like they afterwards were kind of like, yeah, like, it was just, it just, that was, no, just hands up in the air, like you just do not care or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh right now. I don't know. But like, what? So, anywho, the cop comes up to me and the cop relayed that information to me, and I looked at the cop and the cop let me know. They said, so this happened in a position to where this is not a highway, like public road accident. This is like a private whatever. So we're gonna, and also it wasn't like serious, like everything's kind of simple. So like basically we're just gonna relay information, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. So he relayed that information to me, and I looked at him and I said, so hey, like I get that, you're not writing a ticket, like we're not, putting anybody at fault, but like just bear with me. And like I know, and this is like literally what I said, because I was like, look, I know I say things a little bit blunt sometimes, so like I want you to know that like I'm not saying this like sarcastically, like this is genuine curiosity on my end. Is like, if you're responsible for your own actions and you are in the action of driving a vehicle, right? And you're behind the wheel and you're responsible for what happens when you're behind the wheel. So therefore you're responsible for how your feet engage with the pedals, for how your eyes focus ahead of you, for how your hands are on the wheel or not. You're responsible for all of that. So anything that happens is your fault. You're responsible for it. So like, basically, if your foot slipped off the gas, which it shouldn't do, and then you also weren't paying attention and looking, which you shouldn't do, that would be your fault, right? And he looked at me, and it was kind of this thing where I'm like, I'm not really asking you to say that they're at fault. I'm asking you to like tell me if I'm stating like, if this is like so like just clear as day factual, that like how could one, I don't know. And I don't even think it's to an extent this thing where it's like, it's just like this lack of acknowledgement. It's just like, it's not my fault. No, like, sorry for hitting you, sorry for inconveniencing you. He didn't say anything to me like anymore. I don't know. That was just so rude. That was so rude. Oh my gosh. That's exactly what that was. That was so rude. You just rear ended me and didn't even apologize. And then made me labor your freaking feelings and emotions about your dumbass day that probably wasn't even that freaking bad. It was probably just like every other stupid ass day that you probably have. Damn. And based on the way you were acting, this is probably not the first time you've done this. Your insurance is probably high as hell. That was so rude. And that's the thing. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm a little rattled, obviously. I'm trying to, feet up the wall, find a little zen, find a little relax. But like, now I gotta take my card. First world problems, for real. Like I'm so little to complain about. But like, I have to take my car to go get fixed. I gotta go get her touched up. I gotta deal with the insurance. Like, this is an inconvenience. Gosh, the least you could have done is just been like, you know what? I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry I tapped you like that. I'm sorry I smacked your ass inappropriately. The lack of consideration, the lack of care, the lack of acknowledgement, the lack of accountability. I cannot. This day and age. Goodness. I'm I'm just, I wanted, that's all. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Oh my gosh. That was so stupid. I'm gonna go take a shower and get myself the most amazing takeout dinner this evening. Holy shit.